Hello. Hello there. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's been a while, huh? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez Louise. Hi. I took a break. I'm back now. Have you guys scrolled down and seen my new rules? Seen my new layout? Have new there. Just got some general rules, just some general stuff, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Just, you know, it's, you know, nice, cool, good, nice. Okay, cool. Man, this is awkward. I don't know how to stream anymore. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. If it was any consolation at all, I am woefully unprepared for this stream, which I think makes for a way better experience than anything I could have possibly prepared for. This is gonna be wacky and wild, mostly. I don't really have any, like, planned anything. I don't even have, like, another screen. Like, this is just it. This is all I have. Like, I don't have anything ready. I just went, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go live. Because I was half an hour late. Crushed by the image. Dude, that's a good image. I'll be honest. That's a very, very, very good image. Thank you to my friend Wonder, who I commissioned that from. Oh! Hi, by the way. I'm here. Yeah. You know, it took a while. I went to New Orleans. And that was fun. I lost my groove. I lost my mojo. How do I stream? How do I do it? Well, I guess the best thing to do is to start. Hi. We're gonna be talking about Worm today. Which, oh man, oh geez. This is the first time in forever I ever get to, like, articulate my thoughts about this awesome thing I read, like, a couple years ago. And I was actually gonna read the first arc over again so I'd be more prepared for this, but as it turns out, I didn't. I didn't read it over, so gonna be flying by the seat of my pants for today. I'll be more prepared, like, later when I'm, like, not stupid. But we're just gonna talk about the first arc, because I feel like it's good to just speak about it. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So, you know, it's you know, it's hold on, Rolling Star's still playing. Oh god. Rolling Star. Huh? Huh? No more. Jeez Louise. Yeah, hi. So, from what I've heard, people like Worm, surprisingly. I mean, I don't think it is very surprising, actually. I told everyone. I said, hey, this is gonna be a really good book. Please read it. And then everyone was like, no. So I went, okay, it's mandatory now. I said, all right, here's how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be mandatory. You're gonna have to read it. Okay? And everyone went, okay. Well, half of the people went, okay, really. If you haven't read it, you can tube in. I don't care. You know, if you haven't read it, that's okay. I'm pretty sure Star has not read it. If you're still around, Star, which is fine. I get it. But we're gonna be doing a deep dive into the first arc, so... Oh, hey, Star. Hi. Do you know what Worm is? Have I told you about Worm? I can't remember. I mean, yeah, I am assigning you guys homework by saying, hey, you guys want to tube into this stream? Read this. Idiots. Yeah, Star, I'm talking about Worm today. This goes out to everyone. Worm. You're already blacking out? Oh god. It's okay, Star, I'll send you on your way. Passing on into the great beyond. You do so much work, thank you. You're doing great, okay? So yeah, Worm, if I haven't talked about it like forever and a million years ago, it's a web serial that lasts, oh, I don't know, a couple 300 chapters or so, or more, really much. It ran from 2011 to 2013, so it's in all things serial. S-E-R-I-A-L. That means it was released in weekly installments, and it ran for 3 years. And it has 1.6 million words of, you know, stuff. I don't know. We're gonna find out today. So I don't know how to get this started, really. I think it's getting a sequel. I have some good news and some bad news. Good news, there is a new sequel. Bad news, it is double the length, and I haven't even read it yet. How can you do 300 chapters in 3 years? Wildbow, John C. Wildbow is a very, very, very good writer. John C. McCrae, that is, not Wildbow. That's a screen name. Very good writer, knows how to articulate thoughts and such. It hasn't been like a perfect track record. I mean, the guy's taking breaks. The guy has released some mediocre content. Alright? You gonna lurk in this book club and listen with interest? Right, okay. 10 times the length of Homestuck, huh? Well, yeah, that's a really good metric for it. But you gotta understand that Worm isn't like a bunch of what worm power would I have? I'm not answering that question until way later on. Worm Sona. No, that's fine. I haven't actually designed one of those yet. I would if I had more people to like bounce ideas off of. Anyway, hi, welcome. This is epic. This is epic. So how do I start this? I guess I'll ask you guys, how do I start this? Do I quiz you guys on your thoughts, or because I don't want to give you guys like writing homework or anything, or do I just open up with like a very brief, I want to say brief, yeah, an arc summary. Yeah, I was thinking either I do that or I just let you guys yell about it and then we can just tackle it because everyone kind of assumes we're knowing what we're talking about. But I think actually it would be better if I just did a quick arc summary. Coming from my mouth, this ain't gonna be good. Give you a synopsis? Okay. Oh! Man, I don't know how to... It's only twice the length of Homestuck? Whatever. That's close enough. Man. How do I even sum this up? I remember the first four arcs or so pretty well. So I do know how to like bounce them off of my brain and such. Let's see. Hey, why is this? Oh, that's why. Oh, I broke something on my OBS. That's what I did. All right. So worm. Worm. It's so hard because I've never had a chance to really articulate my thoughts about it and say it in a concise manner, so I am really out of it. And this is my first stream back, so it's gonna be fucked. Hey, what does this do? Oh! That was called playing it cool and playing it off. Let's see. How do I... Ugh. I guess the best way to like tackle this is talking about the very first chapter. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me put it back on screen. Okay. Shush. I'll put it on screen since you guys are flipping your shit. Look, Cody did this to me. I didn't want this. Cody did this to me. I didn't want this at all. I hate this. I'll probably make this a points reward somewhere in the future, but this sucks. I hate this so much. It's yeah. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. So yeah, hi. This is gonna be a really casual stream. It's like fishing stream, but we're all talking about the same fucking thing. So, it's not B-Movie Monday because it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Worm Wednesday, which, you know, back to the point. Worm. Man, I really should have fucking read before I tried to jump into this. I guess I'll skim and then I'll speak about it. I guess that works the best for me. So, story opens, And we get our first glimpse of our main protagonist, Taylor Hebert, right? Taylor is in school, in high school. That's right. We're looking at the perspective of a high schooler, you know, which already you're already like, oh god, I gotta deal with fucking 15-year-olds. Oh god, why? So once you already like get that perspective of like, oh man, this kid does not like school for unnamed reasons, and this kid just wants to get out of class. So you're like, okay, cool. But what's interesting about this? Then like as soon as like we start getting into the meat of the chapter, it becomes very quickly apparent that she loves to like analyze everyone around her. Taylor has a very she has like a very verbose way of analyzing and like I don't want to say psychoanalyzing, but she assesses people in such like a direct manner. Like in the first chapter, she sort of talks about Madison, and she like calls her like popular, and like she even does like the air quotes in her brain, like she was adorable. Like what? So she's like, she's very like she's relating Madison to herself, and she's relating Madison to like just like generic descriptors of people, which, you know, that's you would expect that. And she immediately she's this entire time she's like waiting for lunch. She doesn't want to be in the fucking classroom with Mr. G, fucking Mr. Gladly. Fuck that dude. Dude sucks. He's too cool. So it becomes immediately apparent that that she's like kind of a loner, kind of an outcast, from just the way that she's like analyzing the people, like the students around her, and also the fact that she goes to eat lunch in the bathroom. So you know, she goes there and she uses her lunch hour to eat in the bathroom instead. And she doesn't get any lunch from school. She brings her own little like brown like little bag, you know, the classics of bringing your lunch to school. And immediately after that, someone like knocks on the bathroom stall that she's eating out of, and because man, gotta eat lunch in your stalls, huh? And immediately, Ghost, we'll get there. And immediately we get there, and people are like, oh my god, it's Taylor. Oh my god, this fucking nerd is eating in the bathroom. Haha. So it is then immediately apparent that that she's getting bullied. She gets dumped with juice from these mean girls. They're very mean. And she refers to them as like the trio. So the trio is Madison, Sophia. Oops, that's my name. Don't worry about that. Madison, Sophia, and Emma. So she's getting bullied by these so this is not like a new occurrence. It becomes very clear that that even the way like she describes all three of them, the way that she describes all three of them is that like they've been doing this for a long time, and it's not specified really, but it's she's getting like bullied by these three kids, so she's mad. They just run off and they're like, bye loser, haha, juice loser. And then and she sort of like just stares at herself in the mirror, and then she gets like really mad. She kicks the fuck out of her book sack, and she's like mad. She's very, very, very mad, and she feels very sad that this is happening to her. Obviously, she's getting bullied, and she once she kicked her bag, she actually destroyed her art class. She had a project in her bag, and she just like kicked it across the room. So now she's like even madder. And then I realized she has powers. She has superpowers. Surprisingly, in this book about superpowers, the main character has superpowers. And it's a little different. I would say it's a little different than the superpowers that you would think of, because when you think of superpowers, you think like, oh, invisibility, oh, you can fly, you can be like invincible, you can like Superman, you can shoot laser from your eyes, you can have like a freeze ray, or just be like Batman and be like super rich, the power of being rich. No, Taylor doesn't have anything fancy or gaudy like that, or like generic. She controls bugs, which, like, on paper, not even like continuing with anything about this, just thinking about, oh, I have pre-stream jams still up on my fucking screen. Don't worry about that. Just think about like a power of like bugs. It's like, huh? It's like, what? What exactly about bugs is so dangerous? You know? Do you guys agree that like just on paper, just like I did, like, oh, she has the power of control bugs? Are you serious? Overpowered, you would say? Overpowered. Well. Bugs are wild. Danger bugs. Okay. Good. So she controls bugs. This is all bugs, really. Just bugs. So, like, flies, ants, spiders, centipedes, millipedes, beetles, wasps, bees. I love that I said bees and someone brought up Sophie B again. Fuck you. She gets the right bugs, is real good. Well, she kind of segues into like talk, like just like thinking about her power. And she says very like distinctly, it would be so easy to go carry on the school, like to just like vent all of her frustrations and like and just like go crazy with her power. But she like directly says that she's better than that, and also like there's superhero teams on the like everywhere in her city, so like why the fuck would she do that if she's gonna get in trouble for it? And like I saw someone talking about like just put like one bug in her sandwich, or like give like lice in their hair. Like what? No, like she doesn't want to do even like the smallest thing, because not only is she scared about like retaliation from any like bigger team, or like if she pisses off like, so say that she like does put like a cockroach in someone's sandwich, right? She puts a cockroach in Madison's sandwich, and she's like, well, here you go, eat a cockroach, bitch, like from a distance. Madison's gonna get mad, and then where are they gonna vent that frustration? Right back to Taylor. So it's not really helping anyone, and it's also being as petty, yes. So if you just piss them off indistinctly, they're going to still direct that towards Taylor, which is why she doesn't do it, which is a very good justification, I think. I think she expresses that later on, but that's also just like logically. So yeah. So she's basically just, she's like, fuck this. I wish I could kill these bitches with bugs, but I can't, because that's fucked up and mean, and I don't want to be like them. So she just leaves school. She doesn't even go to her next class. She just like goes home. She gets on the bus and goes home. And at the end of her chapter, at the end of like the very first chapter, she could have like, she reiterates the main point, I guess, the main focus that Taylor is like staying true to, because she wants to be a superhero. She doesn't want to be a villain. She wants to be a hero, and she really wants that to happen. And it's sort of like what makes her like get up every day, and what makes her like keep going even through like all this intense bullying. And like the final line is like, oh yeah, Emma was also used to be my best friend. So it's like, whoa. So like already it's sort of like a cliffhanger. So this is just the first chapter, and this is just like the first chapter. I didn't even talk about some of the more nuanced shit. This is just the main story that's sort of happening, and like what she's thinking about. So like off the bat, we already have great characterization. We have a setting already sort of like nailed in, because in the beginning of the chapter, her teacher, Mr. Gladley, was talking about like capes. They call super, like, just like people with powers, they call them capes, which, you know, a lot of people don't really use. That's like a new thing, really. Capes, not actual capes, not like actual, like, you know, the gay little capes that like Superman wears. Like, yeah. So it's not just like a niche thing. Like superheroes, like capes do exist, and they are a prevalent feature of wherever this is taking place. So yeah. Yeah. So, oh, there's just a lot. You're not a fan of the term capes? Yeah, I know, and I guess, yeah, it can be very like nuanced to be like, oh yeah, capes, I love capes, I love like, oh, capes, woo, so cool. It's like, no, not really. I don't like that term. I think it's good. I personally think it's good. Because like it first of all, it like sets a difference. Because like, what are you gonna call them? Superheroes? No, not everyone is superheroes. And plus, this developed in a different time, which we'll get to later. But that's just the first chapter. There's already like a bunch of like little nuances, like she was reading about like some superhero like books, stuff like that. And like so she has like very like, she's used to this basically. This is like her routine. And she's sort of sticking to this. So we already get a glimpse of like what she's doing day to day, how she's coping. But in the next chapter, we're taking this chapter by chapter. She sort of explains what she meant in the cliffhanger of the last chapter, in which like talking about Emma being her best friend. They used to be like from first grade all the way until like middle school-ish. They used to be like best friends. So like best friends. Like they like shared friendship bracelets and shit. They were like the best friends ever. And then she gets back from like a little like summer vacation trip, and just before high school, like the first year of high school getting started, Emma's like now this big bitch, and now Sophia's her best friend. Sorry, Taylor, I'm friends now. No. So she just like becomes this big bitch for no reason, and Sophia is now being like, what the fuck, get out of here, dipshit. So we already get some backstory into like how this bullying things has sort of happened. So that's like an open and shut case right there. Boom. Bullying happened because Emma got a new friend who's a bitch, and now she has like a bitch crew that's like hunting her down. Cape sounds more like a slang than an official term. Well, no, I think it. Well, I don't actually. I don't know the verification on that actually. I just refer to them as, capes. Like calling police fuzz. No, no. I mean, I don't know. Would you just say superheroes? Because there's a lot of, I mean, with Marvel and DC, you see a lot of villains. So what do you call the generalized term? What's the generalized term for people that have superpowers? Because putting super in front of that is stupid. What would you call it? Soups? Supers? No, supers is an Incredibles thing. Incredibles already did supers. I don't know. I think Capes is pretty good. All things considered, good bet. Yeah, soups just sounds like the fuzz. Yeah. Anyway, tangent, sorry. Got off on talking about their slang. We'll get that to there later, okay? I'm still doing my funny synopsis. I know. So Taylor sort of expounds on the relationship she once had with Emma, and she specifies that like now that Emma is friends with like this bitch girl, now Emma is using like the 8 to 7 years that she had known Taylor to like make fun of her, because now she knows like all of Taylor's secrets. And this is year 1 of high school. Do you guys remember year 1 of high school? Yeah, I would want to like scream and cry too. Yeah. So, Taylor's on the bus ride home, and she's pretty pissed off. She's pretty like sad about Emma and stuff, just thinking about it. And she checks out her book sack, and I call it a book sack, but she calls it a backpack. I call it a book sack because that's what it's fucking called. It's like covered in grape juice and shit. Some of her notebooks, her art projects are like soaked in grape and shit. But the main issue is that she has this notebook that she's been writing a bunch of like superpower stuff in, like talking about like how she's gonna use her power, and like how like her costume and stuff, because she's like working on a costume apparently, and she was like using like a cipher and stuff. She like had this book that she was using to write down her stuff. So she was like, well, okay, cool. She used like a cipher and everything, like just to be secretive. And so that got ruined, so she was like angry about it. She's like, what the fuck? She was pretty pissed off. So she gets off the bus, she just goes home. And she takes a shower and she's like, fuck. And like immediately, like, she was just like thinking about stuff. She's just like sitting there and just thinking about it, and she's like, there's a certain point in here that I want to point out. Like this is like a very, very, very good indication of like what her mental state is right now. The first thing she does, like when she gets home, is take a shower, and then she tries to think about taking a negative and turning it into a positive. Like trying to take the day's events and then turn it around in her head and trying to see if she can find a positive twist. And the first thing she comes up of is yet another reason to kill them all, which is like she immediately after she's like, I'm not serious about it, haha. But like, man, that's like she talks about her power being like having a loaded gun at all times, which just like that really, really, really gets a sense of like how she thinks about it. Like, yeah, she just has like this loaded gun in her pocket at all times. Don't make any school shooting jokes or I'll actually fucking ban you. That's just how like she thinks about it, which is like really fucked up, because now you have like, how old is she? She's 15 at the moment. She's in high school. She's just thinking about this, yeah. Well, no, this isn't year one high school. She started getting bullied in year one high school, but I believe she's 15 right now. So she's just like really pissed off, and she keeps thinking about like her power, her power just being like this. That's like the one thing keeping her going, but also like the one thing that's sort of like always hanging over her head. Because you have to understand, like, she's like deeply troubled. You can get this off of like immediate, like she's getting bullied every day. It's directly interfering with not only her schoolwork, but also like the way she generally interacts with anyone. Because she didn't like talk about having any friends except for Emma. So after Emma was gone, what the fuck is she gonna do? She's just like very, very, very. That's yeah. It's like dangerous for her to have a power like that. So great restraint for someone who, quote unquote, talks about having a loaded gun in her hand all the time in reference to that power. So, goddamn. So she's like, okay, I'm going to make a positive. I'm just going to make a positive. So she goes into her basement, and she had talked about, making a costume. So as it turns out, she's using her power in a more recreational way, and creating a costume made of spider silk, which is pretty bananas, actually. It's pretty bananas, because like now you're getting like the first taste of like, yes, she refers to this power as having like a loaded gun in her hand, but also it's not just used for like fighting people. She's also creating with it. So she can like create a costume. So it's just like this fucking costume she made out of spider silk, which that is so sick. Like, first of all, like, not even like analyzing it within the realm of the story and how she feels about it. That's so sick. You can like, what the fuck? That makes so much sense. And she talks about like how she can like, since she can control these like spiders and bugs, she talks about how she can like breed them, and basically like yeah, that's so cool. So she can like, I mean, not even thinking about like what her life is right now. Imagine that, like apply that to an economy. Like you could create spider silk textiles and then make a profit off of that. First, that's fucking amazing. That's just amazing. Do you know how much silk goes for? Hello? You ever heard of the Silk Road? Yeah. But yeah. So this is what she's been spending her time on. She's been, creating a fucking costume of spider silk, which is extremely strong and durable. It is very durable. Yeah, spider silk is actually a durable thing, because that's what I think she talks about. Let me see. Yeah, she was watching the Discovery Channel, and they were talking about a suit that was made to withstand attacks by bears, and they talked about how the suit was made of synthetic spider silk. So why would she go synthetic when she can just make the real thing? So that's really sick. So she can just make that's so cool. And she talks about just to like get a sense of how powerful it is. She messed up one of the dimensions of the legs, so she tried to cut it off with an X-Acto knife, and she couldn't even cut it. So she was like, fuck. So she had to use wire cutters, and even that had been a fucking chore. So definitely durable enough to like wear and, you know, have an impact. Doesn't she also use bug carapace's bulletproof plating? Does she? No. The armored sections were no, it's not bulletproof. The armored sections were made out of like shells and like exoskeletons and stuff like that. But they aren't like bulletproof or anything. It's just like it's just armor. I don't think you can like pick up a snail shell and you can't shoot a gun through it, you know? But it is definitely knife proof. She had to like use just plating, which is like good anyway. It's not bulletproof though. I don't think she can do that. But I think she said that she wonders if it's bulletproof, and if she's like, man, I fucking hope. But she did put it like all over like all of her vitals and stuff, so it's fine. So she sort of like makes this jump, and she goes like, well, I'm gonna finish my costume, and then once school ends and summer begins, she's gonna become a superhero. But she said, fuck that. Fuck that. She was like, I'm taking way too much time. I have to just move forward. I have to escalate, and I have to do something. She felt like she was procrastinating, and she's like, I'm procrastinating. I'm just gonna do it. So she goes like, okay, I'm gonna do it next week. And she goes, no, this weekend. She jumps from, oh yeah, I'll just do it like after summer, to this weekend. So first of all, holy shit. So you're saying that you've made a costume. Like looking at this on paper, it's like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, no, she made a costume. She thinks it's safe. Like, it can like withstand knife attacks. Like, of course she can like go like, I don't know, stop a mugging or something. Hello? Taylor, I'm ringing a little bell. I'm ringing the little bell to make you think for a moment. You say you're procrastinating about going out to fight crime, Taylor? Taylor, is this not concerning to anyone else? Is this not concerning to anyone else? You're saying that you're getting bullied at school, so your first instinct is to go out and put yourself into a dangerous situation? Taylor, you need to stop and think for a moment, Taylor. Which logically, if she's applying logic to it, totally makes sense. She's like, I'm gonna commit myself to it. I'm gonna do a thing, and I'm gonna do good at it, and I'm gonna do it for the good of everyone. She needs to help herself. She needs to help herself before she can help anyone. And she is now taking a moment to just go, okay, well, I'm just gonna go fight crime. I feel good about it. Taylor. Yeah, if she can't save herself, she'll save others. And that's exactly what she's doing. She thinks that somehow going out and fighting crime is going to help her in any way. No, Taylor. No, honey. Yeah, she's by doing this, this is not a heroic moment. She is accepting defeat here. She is going, okay, I've given up. I am just going to fight crime and be a superhero. That's what she's doing. So, Taylor does exactly what she does in this chapter, is what she does.
In the next couple of chapters, you're gonna see Taylor fight crime and stop a mugging, quote unquote.
So, that is definitely a thought ghost. We'll get to that later. She then goes in detail and talks about she talks about basically like the how her city works, and her city is Brockton Bay, and you know, as it said, Brockton Bay is a port city. It's a bay, and she talks about just like the economy and how it sort of works with everything. She talks about like she like painted her entire costume and stuff, and she added some more armor to it just for tonight. So it's just after midnight on Sunday night, and she's out there and she's looking for crime. So then she goes on to talk about Brockton Bay and its economy and stuff. So this is actually a very interesting. I actually find this way more interesting than what Taylor's doing right now. She talks about pretty much everything about the city, which is it just like not even like being in a sense of it's just trying to explain the setting really quickly. Like no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good the way she describes it. So she talks about the main like focal points of the city and how they come together. So the first thing she mentions is the boardwalk, which is like the tourist trap kind of area. And she calls it like pretty much like it's the boardwalk. This is where everyone goes in the summer and they all like hang out here. And then she talks about like a different part of the city. You just found like if you just like went away from the boardwalk, like the boardwalk is pretty much the focal point of the area. You can see the Protectorate headquarters, which oh geez, the Protectorate headquarters is apparently where PHQ for short. The PHQ is a fucking superhero base, just chilling out in the bay with a force field bubble and a missile defense system. PHQ, that's right. So obviously superheroes are well established within. This is already like prevalent that superheroes are like a welcomed part of life and are noticeable enough to be seen just from like the main tourist attraction of the city, you know. So then Taylor talks about if you move away from the boardwalk, you will find an area people just call the docks. So Brockton Bay used to be a port city, because it's a bay. So when the import-export business sort of dried up, there was sort of a lot of people that got out of work. So the richest people in the city got to turn the city's resources towards banking and technology, but everyone else who had been employed on ships and in warehouses and everywhere else on the docks had little to no options. So either they leave Brockton Bay or they just try and find work, or they turn to more illicit activity. So all of this contributed to what Taylor calls the boom in local supervillain population. That's right. Superheroes may have a giant force field base, but supervillains are also prevalent enough. The potential for big money, coupled with the number of eager-to-please mooks and henchmen, made the city to be for the villains in the late 90s. So now there's late 90s were not a good place to be in Brockton Bay. Nowadays, though, in 2011, everything is pretty much equal. So, and then Taylor makes another comment, which holy shit. Brockton Bay wasn't in the top 5 cities in the US, but it was probably in the top 10 for Cape population. So Brockton Bay is definitely not number 1 in having a lot of super people with powers in there. But top 10 in the US, and you're saying that the superheroes and villains have an equilibrium? Doesn't sound like a good place to be, Taylor. Especially with the economy on a downturn as it is, Taylor. Sounds like your city sucks shit, Taylor. Wonder what kind of crime you're gonna find out here, Taylor. I wonder, Taylor, I really do. Goddamn. So, Taylor continues to go deeper into the docks. Oh, jeez. So she's just looking around, and surprise, surprise, Taylor happens to find, some people. And, oh, geez, she finds some people. Using, which, this is crazy. Taylor is using her powers here. She's controlling bugs, as she does. And this is so interesting. She's using her bugs to sweep the area and try to find people, which is a really good idea to find, you know, someone who's going to be mugged. Goddamn, that's really efficient, Taylor. That's really, really efficient. And I think she says, like, yeah, let me see here. Hold on. Yeah, she says here, like, you know, anyone that was paying attention to the local cockroach population might think something was up, but there wasn't any lights on, so... you know, she's just moving large quantities of bugs to try and find people. And she does. She finds people. So this is our first introduction of, the Asin Bad Boys. Or the ABB, which I'm going to call them the ABB because I'm not going to say bad boys every single fucking time. So, the ABB are a gang all over the east end of the city. And they were not, you know, small potatoes, as Taylor likes to say. Small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. So, this is how gangs work in Awesome Worm. You know, gangs in real life, you have a mob boss or so. Gangs in Worm usually have a supervillain who likes to move them all around. So, you know, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. And she talks about the ABB in a certain way. She says here that Koreans, Japanese, Vietnamese, and Chinese are forcibly recruited into the ABB through gang pressure. So, yeah, not very good. Not very good here. Not very good at all. Especially for one of the bigger ones. So, and she makes note that gangs didn't really have the choice of being like racially inclusive. So the fact that this gang leader can just do this is pretty big. Not small potatoes, as Taylor says. Not small potatoes. And keep them in line. Crazy bananas. Not cool, not good. So Taylor already has an impression that this isn't good at all. This ain't great. This ain't good at all. Goddamn, Taylor. So Taylor's like, fuck. So, you know, Taylor being useful as she is, she's just spying. She's just spying, all right? Taylor, I'm like gearing myself up because I'm so disappointed. I feel like I'm like a very disappointed mom right now. I'm like, Taylor, please, just go home and take a nap. Please don't. So, Taylor meets the leader of the ABB almost immediately. A guy by the name of Lung. Scary guy, big guy with a mask, obviously, because, you know, super powered people do that here. They have a secret identity, quote unquote. Guy is shirtless and has a bunch of tattoos, and is just buff as shit. And a little over 6 feet. A little over 6 feet. And is just wearing pants. And is just chilling. He's just chilling. Despite the chill. He's just chilling out there. Taylor had already heard about him. And Taylor knows that he can create fire. And he's the leader of the ABB. So already, Taylor, you're in a bad spot, Taylor. Because now there's someone with powers here. With flame powers. And you're not made of fucking water, Taylor. So what the fuck? So, Taylor, So, Lung is just out there. Fire, which we all know bugs love. That's true. You ever heard of fireflies? So, Taylor gets on top of a building to try and hear better. And she hears Lung talking about, children. Shooting children. Lung is talking about shooting children to a bunch of gang members. And Taylor is just like, oh my god, they're gonna kill kids. Because all these guys have guns. And so Taylor's flipping her fucking lid. She's like, oh shit, I have to stop these guys. And she doesn't have a cell phone. She does not have a phone, so she can't call for help. She doesn't know what to do. She couldn't find a phone anywhere else. There's no payphones anywhere. She doesn't have any chain for payphones. Another car pulls up, and more gang people get out, and she's like, oh fuck, there's like 25 fucking people here, including Lung. That's 25 guns, and a guy that's worth 50 guns. So she takes every single bug that she has in the fucking neighborhood and attacks Taylor Hebert. Taylor. I have so many questions for you, Taylor. My first question is, why didn't you just run away? Why didn't you just run away? Taylor, why don't you just run home, make a phone call, go to bed? Taylor, you're trying to fight 25 guys. You've never fought anyone before, Taylor. You're trying to fight 25 guys and a guy with fucking fire powers? Are you insane, Taylor? Taylor. And she knows what the big bad's power is? No, not even that. Not even that. She said, she says specifically in the chapter, she's like, well, I mean, he could have a secret power that she's just not telling anybody, but apparently he from what I found on the internet, he can control flames. So, you know, I got this. Like, what? Taylor? I don't think. Oh, Taylor. So, she attacks everyone. Lung immediately starts burning all of the bugs off of him. Taylor quotes the internet and is like, well, online, people are saying that he heals really fast when his power's on. So I just need to keep stabbing him with venom. And then he's a big guy. He could take it. So Lung is already starting to turn into if you didn't know, Lung is a bastardized version of dragon. He's already starting to turn into a little bit of a dragon. Taylor is now stabbing. This is real. This is true. Taylor is now directing ants and spiders to every single one of his most sensitive areas. That includes the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the balls. She's just going at it. She's just like, fuck this dude. And Lung is just like, oh. Like, what? And the Taylor's like, well, he was gonna kill kids. This is good. And then, he's also fireproof, so he can just fling flames literally everywhere, and it doesn't matter. So, you know, Taylor's like, alright, well, I'm just gonna keep fighting this guy, because this shit's not good. He was gonna kill kids. Which, I don't know about you guys, but I feel that after Lung gets stabbed a couple times in the balls by a wasp, and gets really mad and angry, I don't know, maybe you think that he wouldn't continue to go kill kids tonight? Maybe he would just take a fucking breather tonight, maybe? I don't know. Just thinking about it, honestly. So, Taylor just does the very smart thing, and instead stabs him in the eyeball with a honeybee. Great job, Taylor! So, Lung has had enough. He just sets himself entirely on fire because he doesn't need to breathe oxygen. He's just fully on fire. Okay, fully on fire. All right. So Taylor's like, all right, well, okay, I'm just gonna go now. Because now Taylor can't do anything. She's just like, all right, I'm gonna go now. So she takes a step off of the side of the roof and steps on some gravel. Now, here's the thing about trusting things you read on the internet. Taylor, as it turns out, Taylor, he can hear things very well when he's like this. So he just heard you, Taylor. And now he's staring directly at you, Taylor. So what you need to do is fucking run, Taylor. So that's sort of what she does soon. So she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna die. So she just sprays pepper spray at Lung. She sprays pepper spray at Lung. Pepper spray. Pepper spray at Lung. And it works. Believe me, it works. But she takes out pepper spray, and she just sprays it into his eyeball. So, Jesus fucking Christ. So she just runs. Lung is already going, motherfucker, and like chasing after her. So, you know, she gets set on fire just a little bit. And so Taylor's just now crying in a ball. She's not crying, but she's just like, she's just sitting there, curled up in a ball. She's going to die, basically. Rest in peace. So she dies right there. The end. That's Worm. No. So she's just like sitting there in a ball. She's like, well, I'm fucked. And then out of nowhere, a giant beast jumps from a different building and starts attacking the fuck out of Lung. And Taylor's like, oh god, what the I don't know what the fuck is going on. What the fuck? So this is our first introduction of some characters. These characters, fucking shit, dude. These characters, I gotta like put my brain into gear because these fucking characters, dude. These characters, they don't have a name yet at this point, but these characters are riding on top of these strange animal beasts. There's two girls. There's a guy, and there's two girls, two guys. All right, cool. A really tall dude, who is just dressed in like motorcycle gear with a giant skull on the front of his motorcycle helmet. It's just like, thanks for the help. And as it turns out, these are the kids, quote unquote, that Lung was going after. So these very obvious superheroes are like, hey, thanks for getting Lung off of our back. Very obvious supervillains, I should say. No superheroes are out here riding fucking giant, scary beasts of animals and having skulls on their face. This is not superheroes. These are supervillains, and it's quite obvious. So Taylor just like helped out these awesome supervillains by attacking a supervillain, and I think, you know, Taylor's just not having a good day today. So we get some introductions. The guy in the motorcycle helmet is Gru. Gru, that's right, Grue, Gru. Scary name, my guy. Zork over here. There's a girl in a skin-tight purple and black outfit. Her name's Tattletale. The girl with the quote-unquote dogs. which are the giant beasts that they rode in on. Her name's Bitch. Her name's Bitch. That's right. It's just Bitch. The media calls her Hellhound to be nice and nice about it, but her name's Bitch. Yeah. And then, the other guy is named Regent, and we don't know a lot about him. But Taylor's like, what do you mean they're dogs? Bitch is wearing just like pretty casual clothes. She's wearing like army boots, and like her mask is just like a dollar store like dog mask. It's not even like anything special like these guys have. Hi Cody. We're talking about Worm. And Regent is just wearing like Ren Fair outfit, like just like a normal ass like theater mask, like a little white mask. Like if you guys saw me playing New Vegas, it's like the White Glove Society mask. Oh, awesome, Cody. And yeah, he's basically just like a Ren Fair guy with like a funny with like a little scepter, and he's like, yeah. So man, these guys, then after they introduce themselves and they're like sort of talking, they're like, uh-oh, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And they're like, bye. And even everyone's like, yo, what's your name? Fellow supervillain? And she's like, I don't fucking have one. So Taylor just doesn't have one at all. So Tattletale's like, well, okay, cool. We're gonna go now. There's gonna be like a superhero coming soon, so we're just gonna leave. Yeah. So then Taylor just goes, well, my first debut as a superhero. Here's what I did on my first debut as a superhero. I attacked a very powerful and out of my league gang member, who was going to kill children. As it turns out, I stopped this very powerful gang member from attacking a gang of supervillains instead. So, you know, not the best, but also because her costume is black and gray and has scary bug features, they were just like, okay, you're also a supervillain as well. So, Taylor. Taylor, you did so well, huh? So, Jesus Christ. Accidentally edgy. Seriously? Okay, so, the next part. I'm starting to get my voice a little bit dry. I'm talking for like an hour straight. Alright. Taylor meets a superhero. Wow. Superhero showed up. How's Worm talk? Well, we're talking about superheroes showing up after Taylor fucks up royally. So, this guy's name is Armsmaster, and Taylor exposits a little lore. The largest superhero organization in the world is called the Protectorate. So, it's a government-sponsored league of superheroes with a base in each Cape City. So, they have a base set up in each city with a lot of heroes and villains. Brockton Bay has one where Taylor is, and that's what we saw at the boardwalk with the giant force field and the missile launchers. And that's called the Protectorate East Northeast, which, if you're paying attention so far and you realize that the Protectorate is Canada and the United States, you could assume that, oh, I don't know, Brockton Bay is somewhere around Maine or anywhere else, like Maryland, because those all have bays and are all port states, quote unquote. So, you know, an Armsmaster here, Armsmaster, cool guy that just rolled up on a motorcycle and has a giant 6-foot-long fucking weapon. He's in charge of that. He's in charge of the base here. So he's pretty popular. He has like an action figure. This guy is insanely, you know, valuable. You thought of his New York-ish? No, I can say this right now. I could like verify this. Later on, Taylor talks about how close Boston is to Brockton Bay, and it's not even like 20 minutes away. So Boston being where it is,
You know, you get me?
in like Massachusetts or whatever it is, you know. You think of Boston as New York, but just less skyscrapers. Hey, that works. East Coast all the same to you? Yeah, well, yeah. New York is like next to Boston. Not really, but okay. So as I was saying, Armsmaster is a pretty big guy, pretty popular superhero here, just chilling. He is like a superhero. He has like dark blue and silver outfit. He has like the only thing that isn't like being covered is like his jaw, and he has like a very serious beard and such, and you know, he's insane. And his trademark weapon is his giant 6-foot-long fucking pole, a halberd. It's, you know, it's a spear with an axe on the end, you know, and it has a bunch of doodads and diddles on it. So, you know, powerful guy here. And the first thing he says, seeing this bug creature in like a strange costume, just chilling, is like, you gonna fight me? and Taylor's like, I'm a good guy, and he's like, you don't look like one. So they have a big dialogue. This is our first dialogue in the story, pretty much. That's like not Taylor talking to scary supervillains. So a superhero guy here, he's pretty nice, actually. He's pretty nice. And like they make a joke about like trying to come up with a good name for bugs, haha. And she's like, Taylor's like suddenly hitting her. She's like, oh my god, I almost died. And Armsmaster immediately is like, well, you could join the wards. And the wards, Taylor specifies it as the under 18 section of the protectorate. So it's so each protectorate has the wards, which are like the kids basically, not the adults. And Taylor says that she was thinking about joining, but she didn't want it to be like high school over again, where it was just like a bunch of people her age, and she didn't want to think about the drama or like adult oversight or like schedules and stuff. She didn't want to do it, so she went, fuck it, I'm gonna be what they call independent, which is what she's doing right now. So Armsmaster is like, all right, well, thank you for getting Lung. And Armsmaster doesn't even know who these fucking who these people are. These people that showed up. He's like, well, they're kind of elusive. They're like this scary group of people. Don't know who they are. And Armsmaster, you know, they have a little bit talk about like who these people are. Taylor gives them some information about stuff like that. And Armsmaster brings up who's going to get the credit for Lung, because Taylor just took out a mob boss in the middle of Brockton Bay, and now someone has to take the credit for this. So They have a little bit of back and forth about it. Armsmaster is very, very serious in convincing her, like, yo, you really should, you know, don't take the credit, please, because it would be very dangerous. So, so Taylor's like, okay, yeah, you can take all the credit. Go ahead, take it, please. And so, there goes Armsmaster. He just leaves. Goodbye. And Armsmaster brings up some points during the conversation about like who gets the credit. He talks about a new member of the ABB that we don't know about, and Taylor doesn't even know about. She's very, very new. Yeah, if you want credit, you have to join. Yeah, definitely. That's pretty much what he's saying, because she's in danger if she just drops a name out there and people are like, "Who is this bitch? We're gonna get you." Lung recruited a bomb tinker. And Armsmaster brings up the tinker classification, which Taylor says the tinker classification is anyone with powers that gives them like an advanced grasp of science. So imagine someone who's really, really, really good at making a certain type of science thing, and their specification is bombs. So they can make light years ahead of time intricately designed bombs. So that's scary. That's scary. So, you know, Taylor's like, well, fuck, sure, take the credit. And now comes the point of the chapter where Taylor's just like, well, fuck. Oh, God. And the last thing she thinks about is like, man, tomorrow's a school day. I gotta wake up and go to school. Seriously. So that's Taylor. Oh, Taylor. Oh my God. I haven't seen Taylor. It was interesting that you couldn't really tell if he was trying to be self-serving. You're actually worried about her. That's the thing. Is like, is Armsmaster just taking the credit because he wants to take the credit, or because he seriously doesn't want to see Taylor get hurt? That's the thing. Because he did make a very, very, very good point about like, this is scary people. You could get hurt. They could come find you. Stuff like that. So, that's however you want to take it, really. We don't know what the fuck he's thinking. So that's it for Taylor. And then we go to our first interlude. And this interlude might be one of my favorites, because not only is it expository, but it does it in such a good way, because every single interlude in this story comes from the perspective of a different character, and this character is Taylor's dad. And coincidentally, Taylor's dad is watching TV. He's watching a documentary. We'll get to that later, because that's like a more of an expository thing that we'll get to later, in a little bit. And Taylor's dad is awake at 3 in the morning, because Taylor is not in her bedroom. Surprise, surprise, it's Sunday night, and Taylor isn't home. And he's been waiting for 3 hours. And he's very, very worried. He sort of laments that he can't, you know, he can't talk to his wife about it. And it's not really specified what happened at first, because he's sort of struck by the urge to call her phone, but he says that he knows that she wouldn't pick up. So obviously something is like fucked here. So he sort of laments not getting Taylor a cell phone, which obviously if Taylor had a cell phone, she could have done a lot of things different, but he's sort of lamenting it. And he sort of talks about that he sort of knows that Taylor isn't a very social kind of girl. She didn't go to parties, she doesn't drink. So he sort of comes to two conclusions here. Yeah, and her pepper spray was a gift from Dad. So, you know, no cell phone, but pepper spray to attack. Yes, that is true. Yes. So the first possibility that that he sort of thinks about in his mind about where she could be is that she's just going for a run, or just, you know, trying to think about school coming on, and just wants to get her mind off of it. So that could be what she's doing. Alternatively, you know, like she could be running out there. She could have gotten kidnapped. She's a skinny girl in her mid-teens. She could have gotten mugged. She could have gotten mugged because, you know, he doesn't know anything about what she's doing right now. So the second possibility is that she could have been being bullied again, because he knows that Taylor's being bullied at school. Because in January, she went to the hospital, not the emergency room, but the psychiatric ward. She was being victimized by bullies. And this is the first time that, you know, Danny, he sort of like realizes that she's being bullied. She had not even mentioned it at all, and since then she hasn't mentioned it at all. So he's sort of like stuck in this rut of like, I don't know my daughter, which is really fucked up. He thought about like suing the school to pay her hospital bills, like just like out of everything, but all he did was pay her hospital bills and promise that they would, you know, look at it and make sure she wasn't bullied again. But obviously that isn't working out. And she can't really move schools because the area isn't like fit for that, and the only other school in the area that she can go to is already like overbooked as fuck. So she's sort of stuck, and so now he's worried that something must have happened. He can't call the police because she hasn't like been missing for 12 hours or anything. He did actually try to call the police at 2 in the morning. And, you know, they couldn't really do anything about it because she's just missing. So, it's very sad. Very sad here. And then Taylor comes home. Thank God Taylor comes home as soon as he's just, like, lamenting over this all over again. And, he's just in his bedroom and just waiting. And she just goes to bed without even saying anything. She made a snack and then just went to bed. Very sad perspective here, because, you know, her dad had sort of been in her place, you know, like that was like, oh, be right back. Oh! Oh, sorry. Oh, where was I at? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Taylor's dad sort of talks about how he has like anger issues. Well, not anger issues, but like his temper is very, very, very. He got it from his own dad. It's quick to rise, basically. He's a short fuse kind of guy, and he will go off on tirades that would leave people shaking, pretty much. And he swore to himself when he started his family that he would never, ever, ever, like, go off and getting mad. So, so Taylor's only ever seen him angry a couple of times, but he's sort of lamenting that, like, he doesn't want to get angry at Taylor, so he's sort of in the spot of, like, he doesn't know how to react. Yeah. So he's very stressed out about what happened, and, you know, it's hard for him to talk about because he doesn't want to get mad at her. Yeah. Yeah. It's really sad. This is really sad. I wanna say this is really sad. 'Cause it's like, man, this dude just cares. This dude just cares about his daughter. That's really, it's such a bummer. But yeah. So, quick synopsis. Taylor's in Mr. Galley's class. You know, she gets bullied. She goes home with a ruined art project. She thinks about Emma and what they used to be, and she thinks about her superhero notes, and she has her costume, and she goes, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be a superhero right now." So, first night in her costume, she goes looking for trouble, and she finds the ABB. And Lung's like, "We're gonna kill kids," and she's like, "Oh no, I don't have a cell phone or money, so I'm just gonna attack him." And then Lung is like, "Wah," and Lung is like, "I hear you," and so she's like, "Fuck," and then, she's like, "Oh god, oh fuck, oh god, pepper spray, you know, pocket sand, shit like that." And then these unknown supervillains just come in, barrel in, and they're like, "Yo, what's up? We're gonna help. Thank you for helping us, haha." And then Armsmaster is like, "Hey, what the fuck? You did this all by yourself?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." And so Taylor's like, "Well, I'm gonna go home now." And that's arc 1. And then Danny's at home and he's like, "Fuck. Where is she? I'm worried." So that's that. That's arc 1 pretty much. And so, you know, we're gonna talk about this part of Interlude 1 that I neglected. I don't know how to talk about it because it is very, very, very expository, and the fact this is in arc 1, this sort of talks about, super, you know, this is, man, this is insane. This is, like, insane. I recommend you read, the first part of Interlude 1, like, yourself. It's good. So basically, this golden guy appears in 1982. He just appears in the middle of the ocean, and people see him and they're like, "What the fuck?" There's this naked golden dude just chilling out there. And so he's just like there, and he's not really doing anything. He's flying around, and he's like, what he's doing is he's just like flying around, and wherever he goes, he's sort of like, if there's like a natural disaster or like a volcano or like, you know, a terrorist act or serial murderer, he fixes them, and that's it. And he's only ever spoken once in 30 years. A Russian woman asked, "What are you?" And it was caught on camera. The only thing he said was Skyon. That was his only answer. He said Skyon. So that's just what they call him now. His name's Skyon. Cool. So 5 years later, after 1982, superheroes start to appear. So superheroes start to appear 5 years after this golden dude shows up. And the very first public superhero, Vicare, died in 1989, and so the golden age of parahumans was very, 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 very quickly over. Parahumans, people just immediately accepted that parahumans are just people with powers, and people are flawed at their core. So there was no like, oh, these are deities. It's like, oh, these are people that can fucking control an ice cube. Like shit. So, you know, not even 5 years. Not even. That's it. Done. So it's to be assumed that after that, governments across the world started to adapt to this, or not adapt to this, and especially in the US, the Protectorate was formed. Under what circumstances, we don't know, but it does cover most of the Cape-inhabited areas of the US and Canada. So, you know, that's a word for you. So, just from, like, it took me an hour and a half to even, you know, talk about the very first act of this. I'm so fucked. Why did I agree to do this? Oh, God. you know. So throughout all of my explaining, and throughout all of my synopsis that I just did, and all the little twists and turns I took you on, what was your favorite part of this first act? And what was something that you thought about? Or what's something that you... okay, actually, I'll leave you one question first. We'll talk about it, and then I'll give you another question, okay? Jesus Christ, I can't give you too many. First question that I really want to ask is, you know, what was your favorite part? What was your favorite part? Doesn't have to be a chapter specifically, but what was your favorite part? What did you like the most about this first arc? Just to get, like, an idea, you know? What did you like? I'm gonna say my favorite part is the interlude. Very, very, very good. Like the part with the bugs. Well, that's good. That is definitely a part with bugs, isn't it? So yeah, let me know, please. Like the conversation with Arms Master. That was a very good perspective, because like this entire first arc really was perspective on like how everything is happening, and how everything's going on. Costume because it was so genius. Yeah. An inventive use of a power. That's pretty good. Yeah. The interlude was just so good. Just to get first of all the expository dump of the setting and how people really do see like parahumans in this, but also just how especially the part where she gathers a large herd of bugs in the bathroom and lets them go. Yeah, because that's you know, that's an instance of her taking all of her emotions and everything she's feeling at the moment and just balling them up into her power. She's not like letting it hit her. Like she let it out a little bit with like kicking her backpack and yelling and like almost crying, but she just wraps herself in her power like it's a blanket. And oh, see ya, Kath. Sorry. She sort of like wraps herself up in a blanket of like her powers. She goes, well, that's good. I can make them all dance, and that makes me feel better. The interlude is nice because it gives insight on other people at the moment. Yeah, that's the thing, because the interlude itself, it's not only is that like a good story structure, it also gives perspective that isn't Taylor's, because this is more prevalent. This is more prevalent like later on in like arcs and stuff, but Taylor is inherently a flawed character. You learn a lot through the interludes, that's true. The interludes are very, very, very important and integral to the story, yes. I love the interludes. They're probably my favorite part of Worm, just because of like seeing the new characters and seeing characters from like what they're thinking and stuff, and different perspectives of the same scenes and stuff. That's really cool. Taylor is like a flawed character. Unreliable narrator of sorts, yes, because in this first arc you see Taylor. The way that she describes situations and the way that she describes people is inherently, I don't want to say bad, but she's distancing herself from like what's happening at the moment. And I would honestly say that this is a result of her bullying and of her sort of trying to adapt to the world she finds herself in, because it's no longer happy-go-lucky Taylor. It's more, I'm faced with authority and I need to do something. So she backs her. I would almost relate it to her powers. Her power is the best way to describe it. She's sort of blocking herself out of this. Oh, I don't know how to describe it in the perfect way. I don't know how. I want to, but I don't know how with the words in my mouth. You get what I mean, though, right? Like, she the way that she describes situations and people, the way that she analyzes situations, the way that she describes what people are wearing, the way that she describes what's happening in the moment, she's not doing it from the, oh god, I'm scared type of way. She's doing it from the, I see that I am scared, and I realize that I need to stop. Like, that's what she's doing every single time. She's going, I realize I am scared, or I realize I am feeling an emotion, and I need to pour my energy into quelling that immediately. Like, that's what she's doing. And then when she analyzes people, she's not going, oh, this is how they feel. She's going, this is how they look, and this is how I am perceiving them in the moment. I am now going to take that image and relate it to all further. Like, she's very clinical, and I don't want to say, like, cold, because she's not cold and calculating. She's more like, she experiences emotion. She does. She really does. She experiences a lot of ways, like, just like seeing her reaction to stuff. She's feeling this, but she's also trying to distance herself from it as much as possible. She's pouring her energy into things that, oh geez, she's pouring her energy into things that may or may not work out, but it's an outlet for her, which is healthy. But it's not healthy if you have fucking superpowers and you're going out there every night and fighting other people with superpowers. That's not healthy at all. If she would take up knitting, I'd be fucking happy for her, but no, she's not. She's taking up going out and fighting people with flames for hands. Hello? Taylor? Please? Yeah, it's escapism into another kind of escapism. It's like, oh yeah, I feel bad with my home life. I'm gonna go and be a superhero where I'm escaping from my home life. It's like, huh? You're already escaping from that, Taylor, by not giving a fuck. But this leads into my other question. Some of you have read ahead, which, you know, I don't mind, but I sort of had a plan of, like, people reading along all together, which is fine. If you're interested in more than, you know, you are right now, that's fucking awesome, and you really should keep reading. But I recommend you reread chapters if you're really gonna keep on trucking. I really want to know what you guys think are gonna happen. Like, what do you guys think is gonna happen next chapter? Or what do you guys want to see from Taylor? Or what do you guys think about how Taylor's feeling? And what do you guys think about, you know, just give me your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about where you think this is going. Because I know for a fact it's not gonna go the way you think it's going. You just kind of started of your own accord before the club started? Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's good anyway. I really appreciate that. Of course. Duh. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome if you guys are committed to worm more than anything. You think doggy? I think, she's gonna join the ward, she's gonna join a gang. Join the ward to join a gang. Okay. This is good. See, that's what I want to hear. I like to hear what you want to think. I like to hear what you want to think? What?
You guys get out of the way! It's the Lord!
Okay, so... I gotta end stream. I couldn't end stream. I'm so sorry. I forgot that would play. I forgot that would play on stream, and I pressed play. I'm just trying to talk about Worm, and I just pressed play on a video. My Worm stream is ruined. God damn it. I hate this shit, man. I hate this shit. Oh, I'm crying. Well, did you guys like my worm talk? Was it good? Was it good? Do you guys have any... Oh, I gotta get myself together again. Pick up the pieces. Do you guys have any commentary on what... On... Give me a second. I gotta...
You guys the way! It's the Lord!
Okay, I'm better now. Do you guys have any thoughts on how I summarized that? Was it a good way? I tried to take as little detours as I possibly could, but I just wanted to get, like, you know, explain the chapter to everyone that hadn't read it, explain, like, the arc to anyone that hadn't read it, and also explain, and just talk about it, pretty much. I like talking about Worm, and to do it in front of a live audience is pretty fucking sick, bro. So yeah, yeah, I sort of, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna be so rude to you right now. Is it Dia or Dia? I just go, yo, that's my friend. I go, oh, my friend. Dia? Okay. I'm stupid. Like, yo. Do you guys ever get that? Where, like, you have a friend that has, like, an eccentric name. You don't know him that well, but you're like, oh, that's a name. And you read it in your brain, but, like, you don't actually pronounce it. So you go, so, like, whenever you pronounce it out loud, it's like, oh, my friend did. Do you know how fucking embarrassing it was to talk about, like, a member of like, my little friend group and be like, oh, yeah. I've talked about this on stream before, and I've talked about it a lot. Fucking... fucking... I'm just thinking about it. So, a member of... Yeah, funny story, Cody. There was someone on Scrunchcraft team. Part of another team that I just read. You know, I read their name and I went, okay, sick, nice. That's the person's name, awesome. So when I started talking to Cody and Lynn in like voice chat, I was like, oh, yo, like I was just exploring Scrunchcraft. This is that was months ago. I was like, oh, dude, look, it's Cleo's room, and everyone was like, who the fuck is Cleo? You mean Kellon? I was like, yes. I always read it as Cleo. Cleo Nisto. I was like, yeah, that's Cleo. Oh, of course. You know. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Which is like so mild considering the cases of like, you know, Dia and Dia. But Cleo Nisto. But yeah. I mean there's some names in Worm that I fucked up. Later on there's a character that like is like pronounced really fucking stupidly. These are nuts. Fuck you. There's a character's name that I couldn't pronounce for shit. And my friend Ghost, if you see Ghost Egg in the chat, this is my awesome friend Ghost. Hi, I'm Star Tracker. Yo, what's up, Sophie Streak? I get that one a lot too. I get that one a lot whenever I follow a Twitch. Yo, some people go Sophie Streak. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. You just read a couple of books with some wacky names. Oh. Sophie Streak? Yeah. That's real. That's real. But if you see my... Oh my god, my cat is like slamming against my door right now. How do I pronounce... Okay, hold on. Cytheria and... Okay, I know Canaan because I played New Vegas and they talk about New Canaan, so I know that one. But Cytheria is the only way I can do it, or Cytheria. I don't know. I always find it funny when Sheba is read wrong. Yeah. Sheba. Kithareya. Oh, I can see that. Okay, yeah. But I see Sai and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah. Kithareya. But Canaan is correct, right? Because do people go Kanan? Kanan. That's good. Kanan. Yo, shout outs to Kanan. Kanan was right. Yeah, okay, cool. Back to track on what I was talking about. If you see my friend Ghost Egg in the chat, I took a very, very, very long time and a long commitment out of my life to speak the entire stop that. to read the entirety of Worm to Ghost, my awesome friend Ghost. I read the all the way up to arc, what was it, 15, and I gave up and I went, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it on stream a little, and then I'll have it archived forever. God, there were some names in there. Later on, this isn't a spoiler really. There is a character that does go by the name Panacea, and every single time I would try to pronounce it, I would go Panacea, or like, I don't know. I would say some shit. I would go like Panacea. Oh no, I went Panacea. 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 Oh man. Panacea. Yeah, that's real. How do you say it, Shiba? Yeah, Shiba. Yeah, like the dog. Right? Or is that Shibu?
Shib.
Yeah. I did say Skyon? Yeah, that's right. What, how do you pronounce it? How do you, wha-
Cyan.
Fuck!
Damn it! Fuck! I fucked it up all over here.
God damn. Back in my dark days, I played League of Legends. I stopped reading. And there's a character named Aurelion Sol, and I could noi pronounce what? A character named Aurelion Sol, I could no. Oh, not. Dude. Not. Oh yeah, you pronounced not after that. I see now. Dude, no, I did pronounce it
Cyan.
Cyan. Pretty sure I did. Way back when, but you know. Isn't there an Aurelia? Don't know that one. I'm too tired, man. I don't know shit about shit. What, Cody? Don't get sassy with me. Kennedy's character was named Aurelia. Oh no. Wait. Stop. Wait. Stop. Wait. Stop. Wait. Stop. That didn't happen. That didn't happen, okay? That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Alright, shh. Coffee music. Shh. Jazz. Coffee house. Jazz. Shh. Quiet. I'm gonna go now. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. I'm so sorry. Okay, we got it. No. No, don't talk about it. No, it's fine. No, shh, 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 it's fine. Oh, I fucked something up. Yo, why am I transparent a little? Why am I transparent? Why am I transparent? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm gonna eat your words. Okay. What the fuck? Hey, Kennedy, nothing happened. I should say that word. I'm not gonna say it anymore. I feel like I've overstayed my welcome. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it, Kennedy. My good friend, Kennedy, your username of which I don't know. My good friend, Solil Aurelia. No, that's not real. I know it's Aurelia, right? I'm good. I know it. I know this one, guys. You guys, listen. I can't read for shit. I can read so well. Soleil? Is that real? Okay. Aurelia, I remembered after I pronounced it wrong and I went fuck. But is that real? Soleil. Coming out as knowing French. Everyone always pronounces it wrong. Well, Cody was pretty whiplash by the fact that some people pronounce my name as Sophie Streak. Seriously. That's happened a couple of times. Sophie Streak over here. Yo, what's up, Sophie Streak? Yo. Sophie Streak with the 10 bits. Let's go. Now that everyone just calls you Star, I've been missing out on all the star trackers. Well, that's the thing. I'm like, you know, it's so weird. I talk about the 180 all the time, but it's like, it's so weird that like a couple of months ago I was like, oh, there's this awesome, like, I don't know who they are, but like star tracker on Twitch is like part of like Scunge or whatever. That's really cool. And now I'm like, hey Star, check out this picture of a bee. And you're like, yeah. That's a bee. And I'm like, yeah. That's a real conversation we had. That's real. That's not real. I know, I'm sorry. I have to show you a bee sometime. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you want to see? I have some pictures of ducks. I have those. Become a bee right now. No, please. Please. You can't make me. No. This is bullshit, bro. I fucking quit, bro. I quit. This shit sucks, man. This is peer pressure right here. This is what they warned me about in my... Oh, I can't say that. Beer pressure. Beer pressure. Oh. If you pickle a bee, is that called I don't have a joke for this one, I'll be honest. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what joke I was trying to make. A bickled bee. I don't know. Bickled pea. Bickled pea. Bickled pea. Bickled pea. Bickled pea. I don't know what. What the fuck is... Don't listen to me. So this part of the stream is the part where I'm done talking about Worm. So. Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed.
Logos printed.
What? Wait, is it not Soleil? Wait, what is it? How do you pronounce it then? What? What? How do you do it then?
Oh my god. Michael Jordan.
Soleil is Soleil is look, I already said Soleil. It's supposed to be pronounced Soleil. Okay. Yeah, because if you remove the L, it would just be Soli. You pronounce it the other way? Soleil? Soleil. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I just call you my friend Kennedy. So, see, it works out like that, where I just go, that's Kennedy. Unfortunate. Damn, bro. Are you gonna bully in my chat? Come on, get real. If you guys are either late or new to the stream, you can scroll down and see some new rules and some new stuff and stuff like that. So if you scroll down, you can see all that for real with your eyes. Awesome, huh? Was that subtle? That wasn't subtle at all. I had to burp, but I clicked the mute button way too fast. So, way too slow, I mean. So, like, I burped for like half a second, and then my, then my mic just stopped. Oh. Man. Yo, watch this. Hold on. Shh. Wait, hold on. This music has been playing in the background for like ever. I need this. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. That's the stuff. There we go. There we go. That's the stuff. Welcome. It's raining. Oh. It's raining outside. I don't really know where to leave this stream off. The rain is very calming to me. Yeah, a lot more wet all of a sudden. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes, yeah. It's not popcorn, it's raining. Get real. Get real. Come on. Cut me some slack. It's all I could afford. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really about it, I had for tonight. I talked a lot about Worm, and I hope that if you just, like, if you're just here for it along the ride, then I'm very, very, very happy. Oh, I sneezed. Hold on. There we go. I'm very happy that you were just here. Even if you didn't read it, and you just stuck around to hear some, just to hear like some funny talk about my favorite thing. Well, thank you for coming. And if you are continuing to read, then please do at your own leisure. I'll let you guys know the time frame for that. Yeah, The Boys, or like Invincible. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. No, there is a lot more than what's on the what's on the tin. Yeah. So and if you guys have switched sides and are now going from, oh, I'm just a listener, to like, oh, I actually want to read this, I really do recommend you read it. At your own pace, really. You don't have to stay up with like the recommendations I put out on my Funny Worm channel. I just recommend you take it how you want, really. So yeah. Like superhero stuff, you always into like 90s Batman and Hellboy stuff? Yeah, I was never into really like DC or Marvel. After I read Worm, everything sort of got like lackluster for me. Because I was like, man, Worm really is the pinnacle, huh? This is the best it's gonna get, huh? Okay. I'm better now. Like, seriously, that was it. I went, alright. So, yeah. I don't really know where to leave this stream off. It was good getting back into the swing of things for a little bit and just talking. I have a schedule now and everything. You can see it down there. Of course, that schedule isn't rigid. I wonder if... Okay, hear me out. If you guys, you know, this is a Wednesday night. Would you guys indulge me for just a little bit? For just a little bit, and I end stream right now, but I come back in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 10 minutes-ish, and I do some more silent Gmod. But this time, not silent. It's just me. We get to talk, and I get to open up Gmod. I just want to keep this VOD separate, okay? I'm just gonna end stream right here. Is that cool with everyone? I'll be back. You don't have to stay tuned. If this is all you came for, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. This is really good to talk about and experience. And I like it a lot, and I really want to do more. I'll try to keep it weekly. So thank you. I'm gonna come back with some Gmod in a little bit. So stay tuned if you like that. I was gonna do the end screen, but honestly I like the rain so much, I'm just gonna leave you with it. So yeah. I'll leave as soon as I get off screen, okay? I just gotta, yeah. It's gonna take me a second because I gotta, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Okay.